This is to advise those present at this meeting of the Board of Education of the Pinelands Regional School District in the County of Ocean that adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. The notice has been posted in the Board of Education office, junior high school, and high school buildings. The notice was also mailed to the press of Atlantic City and filed with municipal clerks of Bass River, Eagleswood, and Little Lake Harbor Township and the Borough of Tuckerton.
Roll call for tonight's meeting, Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Ms. Betty.
Here.
Mr. Dalio. Will be marked absent. Ms. Fagan. Will be marked absent. Ms. Annadel.
Here.
Ms. Martin.
Here.
Ms. McVeigh.
Here.
Mr. Rossetti.
Here.
Ms. Zimmerman.
Here.
We are in session.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, approval of minutes. We need a motion to approve the following minutes. Open session, January 24th, regular session, closed session, executive session, January 24th.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented on tonight's agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? A motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to report of the superintendent, I give you Dr. McCauley with her update.
Thank you. First, before I get started, do we have student reps today? They can come right up. There's a microphone right over there.
Hello, I'm Kayla Stallard, Senior Class President.
And I'm Madison Romano, Senior Class Vice President.
We are honored to present at the monthly board meeting so that the board members, staff, and public can hear about the amazing things happening at our high school.
Last week, Yearbook hosted their annual Senior Takeover Day. Seniors took over a variety of classes and roles from their favorite teachers and staff members. It was so much fun to play dress up and see what it was like to be in charge for a day. They also sold candy and carnations to be distributed to homerooms today for Valentine's Day.
Dr. Atkins Musical Theater Performance class hosted their winter showcase on Friday. The students sang various pieces while showing off their acting skills.
And Stand Awards were given out. Pinelands drama was big. We took home multiple governor's awards in arts and theater competition and received 20 state awards overall. Congrats to all the winners.
Interact Club will be hosting a school-wide food drive from February 18th to the 25th to restock the local food pantry.
Our boys basketball team just found out that they have the opportunity to compete in the Shore Conference Tournament for the 4th time in Pinelands history.
Student government is hosting a staff versus senior volleyball game next Thursday at 6 p.m. Tickets are being sold at the door, and our bowling team is hosting a fundraiser next Friday at Thunderbird Lanes.
The ASL Club hosted signing for sweets in the Commons today, where students were challenged to properly sign various phrases to earn candy and learn the art of sign language.
Newspaper Club is releasing their next edition of the Cat Chronicles on February 23rd. A copy of the online school newspaper can be found on the Pinelands website under the high school tab.
And this concludes our report for this month. Happy Valentine's Day and have a great night.
Thank you so much. That was great. First and foremost, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. There were a couple questions on our Q&A. One being, how old does a child have to be to go to school here? So I'm going to follow up with this question as well, but typically a 7th grader is either 12 or 13 years old, but it really depends on whether they have had school before. We'd have to look at their records. So if a parent has an individual question like that, they should just reach out to the guidance department or the school secretary. Another parent had asked about the phones in school and in class, and now how they used to be kept away on silent. And now this parent feels they're a bit of a distraction. So we really leave that up to the classroom teacher to decide, because oftentimes the kids use their phones for different activities, but we do give the teacher the autonomy to make that role for their class. We've had some positive press. I wanted to point out at the Southern Ocean Times, Miss Stephanie Farnan, am I saying that right, Kim? She's just a lovely person, and she did a great article on our JAGS program, and she's really promoting positive press. So she wants me to keep in touch with her about all the great things that are happening at Pinelands, and I certainly will. I actually sent her a lot of the stuff from Friday evening. Sit with the Soup was held on February 9th. We did have attendees. It was very positive. Some really great ideas came out of that. So thank you to all who attended. I met with the student council. They are an amazing group of students in the high school. They shared some concerns and ideas about how to make the learning environment even better for our students. We also discussed that a new law is coming into play where a student will be sitting on our board. They will not have voting rights, or they will not sit in executive because of confidentiality and student issues, but they will be a sitting member of the board, and they'll get to share their thoughts and ideas on many topics. So we're excited about that. As many of you know, the math and science supervisor position was pulled from the agenda this morning. I did meet with both board presidents, vice presidents. We had discussions about it, and we decided that it was best to not move forward with that shared service. And Ms. Frasca will now be overseeing the math and science departments. She has an extensive knowledge of not only the curriculum, but she has a strong knowledge of administration, and her other departments have always been successful. So we're looking forward to that. I did give out a parent survey. Thank you to every parent who responded. There were 276 responses. The board does have a copy of all of the survey questions. I'm going to go over this briefly because you have it in front of you. I do also have a list of all the comments that were given by parents, which if you as a board member want to read those, I can summarize those and put those together, and I can share that with you. So just let me know. Just pointing out some key points on the survey. We really received a lot of positive support for all the work that's being done on all levels and from all staff members. Parents were praising the school for the work that it's done with COVID, for staying open, and for really doing all that they could for students. There was a concern about the amount of fights and violence and the discipline that was taking place. So I would suggest that if a parent has a concern about something happened in that particular school, that they reach out to the building administration and have that conversation. I can assure you that the administration is following the code of conduct. And Mr. Henderson did an analysis for the high school, and overall fights and acts of violence are down significantly. So if you want to have a conversation about that with Mr. Henderson, please feel free to give him a call. One of the most prevalent things that came out of the survey was the 55, and a lot of questions about that, our procedure about the lowest grade being a 55, and just some questions about it and feedback from parents. And we really thought that was very helpful. And I am going to get into that later in my update. Some of the parents commented on, some of the social media things happening that, they support the school and not to pay attention to it. And it's embarrassing in some facets for the school district. So we have to keep up with all the positivity. Some parents actually put some things on there that were personal concerns, an issue they might have had with an IEP or a 504. So I encourage those parents to reach out to the administration or the teacher or the child study team, the guidance department directly to have those conversations. There was something on there about teachers leaving. And in fact, we do know that teachers have taken different opportunities because of perhaps getting a higher salary or being closer to their homes. But we also had a lot of teachers come back that left Pinelands, and now they're returning. We have another one on the agenda actually tonight. So we're really happy that they're coming back to Pinelands. A lot of new parents to this community were very impressed with our school district, which is a nice perspective because they're coming from somewhere else and they're getting to see all the wonderful things that we're doing here at Pinelands. The parents expressed loving the teachers and school-based youth services. And lastly, that they would like us to have a dance team. So every year we reevaluate the budget and our opportunities, and it is something that we could discuss and see if that is something that's feasible. Once again, you have the responses in front of you, and a 1 was strongly disagree and a 5 was strongly agree. And if you flip through, it really was a very positive survey. Most of our answers are 3s and up, and parents are happy with what's happening. I also do want to point out on the one pie chart towards the back, if out of the 272 parents, the question was, I am well aware of the district's grading policies and practices. 88% said yes. And then if asked if they had any questions or concerns about them, 73% said no. So there are still some that have some questions and want to give feedback. And as I said, later in my update, I'm going to give information on how parents can get more involved.
Did you say dance? I didn't hear
Dance, yes,
Okay.
a dance team.
Oh, dance team.
Yes, a dance team. A student survey was sent out this past week, and we're getting some feedback from our students on things that are happening in the school, what we're doing well, what we can improve on. Mid-year student achievement data is being reviewed by each department, and we will make some adjustments and changes and provide some plans based on that data. Each student is in the process of developing and working on their own personalized goal. So whether it's social and emotional, whether it's mental health, whether it's in sports or academic, each student is going to be required to create a goal for themselves, a personalized goal. I attended, as the students were discussing earlier, I attended Friday evening, the choir and the Stange Awards. And I know I saw Miss Betty there and some of the administrators. It was absolutely an amazing night. We have such talented students, and the amount of awards that they received was overwhelming. So the students should be very, very proud of themselves, as well as Dr. Atkins and Mr. Miller. They're just doing an amazing job with our students. I also included in front of you a communication plan. I know I spoke about this at other board meetings. Parents had requested just a really more clearly defined way of communicating in terms of if there is an event or if there's an emergency. So with Matt Molesky and Mr. Henderson, we put together a communication plan. So if you can, please look that over. If you want to let me know if you have any critique or feedback. If not, we're going to be posting that on our district website for parents to see. So there's a bunch of information in there. I'm almost through, I promise. Friday evening, I also stopped in and saw the Pinelands Junior Wrestling Tournament. It was amazing. Mrs. Zimmerman, congratulations to the whole team that put that together. You really did a great job. It was so great seeing some of the kids there too. Pinelands alumni and friends will have a Zoom this Wednesday at 6 o'clock. The link is on our district calendar. If you're having a difficult time finding it, you can email me, Ms. Frasca, Ms. Kenny, and we can get that to you. We're hoping that we have more people join that. The membership link is right on our website under community. And it's really a great group to be a part of. You can see the things happening at Pinelands and support all the fundraising. In terms of our 55 and grading practices, please know this is an ongoing conversation. Staff have been given additional professional development to support the current practices, and we continue to receive feedback, good, bad, and indifferent. I've asked my new teachers. Ms. Frasca has met with teachers individually, and whether they like it or they don't like it, they're telling us, and that's a good thing. There will be additional sessions scheduled for the SALT committee, the SKIP committees, and any other staff member that would like to weigh in on how this practice should be implemented. They can come to these meetings and voice their concerns and their opinions. There will also be a parent Zoom scheduled for the community to express their concerns about the grading practices, and this input will be used to formulate our grading practices for the 2022-23 school year. So if you have concerns, once we put that information out to parents, please attend those meetings and your voice will be heard. Teachers and staff, just once again, I know we've said this, they're doing an outstanding job. In light of everything happening, we continue to move forward and have opportunities for kids and educate them, and they're just amazing. Lastly, I would like to send some well wishes to one of our board members who is not here this evening. Gina and I joked that we almost lost him, but he's doing well. He did suffer a very serious medical issue, and he's recovering slow and steady. So we wish Augie well, and we hope he gets back soon so he can be a part of our board, but we well wishes to him. And that's all I have. Any questions from the board of anything I handed out to you?
Just in regard to the grading
Yes.
practice, could you or Nick maybe just email me the policy numbers or the policy in our policies
Yes.
that regard to the grading policy?
Okay, absolutely.
I mean, I've looked through and found a couple, but is it just the one?
So the one
policy?
The only grading policy that we had was the one that says anything below, I believe it's a 69 is an F. It doesn't, 65, but it doesn't state that the 55 would be the lowest grade. That was a practice that was put into place based on the work of the SALT committee. And
Yeah.
memos went out to staff on that, but I can get you all that
Yeah, if
information.
you could just shoot me an email or
Absolutely.
Nick or somebody so I could just look through that a little bit more. 2624?
Yeah, and Ms. Trask, any memos you may have sent out, get that to Mr. Bartlett as well.
And then, I think that was it.
Okay,
Maybe something else will come to me later.
yeah, that's fine. And any feedback you have on the documents I sent you,
Oh,
just let me know.
These surveys that we have one from parents here.
Yes.
You're working on one from students. Do we have anything in the works to hear from? I know you mentioned teachers are giving you feedback, but do we have something formal where we have a panel of teachers that can, I don't know, is that something, I know we've probably done it in the past, but.
Absolutely. Yep, we have done it in the past. I didn't send the one out to Pinelands yet. In all honesty, I just sent one recently to Little Egg, and just what you're saying, like, what do you think of our grading
Yeah,
report
the
for
whole,
this,
I mean,
that?
this covers the whole
Yes.
gamut of.
Yep, I'm gonna do
school.
that one next. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? All right. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right. The most exciting part of the evening, presentations. The 2020-2021 audit.
Let's try to keep it under 45 minutes.
You got it. You got it. All right. We'll read each page one by one. You guys want to? Thank you very much for having me here tonight, everybody. My name is Jerry Conity on behalf of Holman Friendly Allison. We're the auditors appointed by the school district. We're here tonight at the conclusion of our audit. Unfortunately, we're here much later than we ever like to be. That's really because of delays from the state of New Jersey. The state of New Jersey has owed information to all school districts and governmental entities for about 9 months. They finally released it about 2 weeks ago or so. So we're finally able to hear tonight to have these bound reports that are in front of you guys right now. So I'm just going to hit kind of the highlights tonight. I've had an exit conference with Mr. Brown already to go over this report in detail. We have an unmodified opinion on the financial statements. That's the best opinion that we can give. That says that there are no modifications necessary to bring us into compliance with the necessary accounting standards. If you're looking for kind of the Cliff Notes version of this 200-page document, what I always kind of refer people to are there are 2 spots in the report. One is the letter of transmittal, which begins on page 1. The other is what's referred to as the management's discussion and analysis, which begins on page 19. Gives a little bit more of an understanding of what's kind of transpired over the past year or two, some of the major initiatives that have been undertaken, and kind of where we're positioned as we move forward into the future. We did have a prior period adjustment to the financial statements. That was necessary because of a new accounting standard that came out, which impacted all governmental entities. Really what it did was it took some of the funds that the district had and really just kind of shifted them to where they're located in the report. So the numbers in total are all the same, but just kind of where they were located has changed. We also had both federal and state single audits. It's an additional layer of testing that we're required to do to test in compliance with requirements that are put forth by the granting agencies. We did have 4 recommendations for the district. Like I said, I've spoke to Mr. Brown. We've gone through those in detail. They're at the end of the report, page 193, I think that is. But I know that they've already, management's already begun implementing corrective action on that. So I think you guys have a corrective action plan that you guys will be approving tonight as well in response to that. And lastly, I just want to thank Dr. McCooley and Mr. Brown and their staff. It's never a pleasant experience going through an audit when you've got people coming in from the outside for a couple of weeks asking for documents once, twice, sometimes, maybe even 3 times. We've tried to do a lot of it virtually this year too, as well, given all the COVID concerns. So I just want to thank you guys for all the courtesies that extended to myself and my team and for all the help throughout the year. So I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. Yeah.
So the overpayment of the taxes to payroll, does that come back to us or do they hang on to it until we have to pay the next quarter?
No, they should be either issuing a refund or sometimes they apply that against future payments. So
Okay, and was that problem the end? I mean, I read came over, I just wasn't sure, did it seem like just one person was in charge of the changing of the system? So it's not one person, is that it?
I'm sorry.
One person was in charge kind of thing, or is it?
Yeah, there was one person that was handling those returns. And
And that's
Yep.
gonna change.
That's part of the corrective action plan, is the segregation of duties.
But I wasn't sure specifically. if it's something.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
I will move on to item number 8, our work session board forum. Does anyone have any questions or concerns at this point? I would like to remind everybody that you can email access to the ethics disclosure forms that you have to fill out. We need to make sure to get them done. Do you
Thank
have any
you.
questions or concerns? Nick, who should they, need any help with that? Who should they reach out to?
They can reach out to me if they have
Okay.
questions on the SEC disclosures. If you've done those forms in the past, they look a little bit different this year. They're due by April 30th. So you'll notice the frequency of my emails will increase right around mid-April when that deadline's approaching.
You already sent them out, correct?
So you don't get an email from me. You get an email from the School Ethics Commission. That email will have in it
The link.
the link to use, the
Okay.
PIN number, and the district code that you're required to use to access the form and complete it. So all the instructions are in the email, and if you need that email sent again, let me know and I'll have it sent again.
It's from you?
Not from me.
Then
It comes from the School Ethics Commission.
Yeah, I'll email you. I don't see it.
All right, moving on to new business. Mask?
Can I ask a question? I mean,
I'm
can I
sorry.
tell you guys something on board form? The Ocean County, New Jersey School Board's meeting is in February, honestly. I can't find the date. But it's probably gonna be virtual still before they go back to the quarterly. So this is a quarterly meeting for school board members, and it's based on county. And you can go and meet up with other school board members, but so far it's Zoom, but I think it's 22nd, for some reason it's not my phone, so I'll email you. It's fun.
What's the date on that?
She thinks it's the 22nd.
Thank you, Kim. All right, moving on to new business.
Yes, masks. So as you know, the governor made an announcement that March 7th, masks will be optional. We haven't gotten any other guidance at this point. So I am going to bring this up tonight here and then tomorrow night at Little Egg as well. And just give you the opportunity to express if you have any concerns with that. I'm hoping that the board supports the option for students and parents. And if there's not an opposition to that, on Wednesday, I will send letters out to families that reminding them March 7th, they're optional. However, they still are required on the bus at this point, on the school bus.
The governor didn't say they were not.
No,
Ah, that's.
yeah,
interesting.
we did some research, the transportation liaison did, and they're still required on the bus.
It's because it's a federal.
Oh, great, thanks, Casey.
That was my question.
Okay,
All right,
Is this students and teachers?
so this would be everyone,
Everybody?
yes,
That's great.
yeah, I think so too, it's really good news,
it'd be nice to see smiling faces.
yes.
My concern is when I was reading about that on the school bus, if, say, for example, March 7th, they ride a school bus, so they have a mask on.
Yes,
They're not one that's going to wear it during the day at school. What are the chances of them that it's not, mandatory all day long? There's going to be the chance, I think, that they don't have it getting on. the
yeah,
school
I
bus.
would say, just reminding, parents reminding their kids, maybe put it right in your book bag when you get off, teachers could remind them, put it right in your backpack, and then maybe the bus drivers having some spares on the bus. Yeah,
Have to,
yeah, absolutely. We'll donate hours from the school to all the buses.
There you go. We won't need them.
Yes, here you go, take them.
All right, item number 2.
So we actually spoke about that earlier. That is the new policy procedure that's coming out, that we have to have a student on the board, which I think is a great thing. So,
I think it's phenomenal. I really do. I think
Yeah.
the input we'll get from having a student on board will be really useful.
yeah, so we're gonna
Sorry about that.
move forward with that.
All right, Old
How are we
business?
selecting that student?
So that's a great question. Right now, it's the student council president. But if he or she is unable to make it because they're involved in so many things, they can send a designee.
All right, moving on to committee representation. We have the Budget and Finance Committee, which consists of myself, Mr. Bartlett, Miss Betty, and Miss Zimmerman. And the alternate will be Miss Martin, and regionalization, myself, Ms. Hannah, Mr. Rosetti, and Ms. Martin, and the alternate will be Ms. Zimmerman. So Nick has reached out to the committee members to see when we'll be able to get together for budget and finance. Make sure if you get that email that you get back to him so we can get those meetings set up. We'll be in the crunch time here between now and what, like mid-March, I guess, to try to
Yeah,
get.
the March meeting, we have to get it all built and balanced by the March meeting. So we have about a month and a half.
So the workload of budget and finance is condensed, but it has a beginning and an end to it. Regionalization is going to be more of a long-term commitment, but I appreciate everybody stepping up and volunteering to be on those committees. Are there any questions?
What is the role of the alternate?
If for some reason that someone cannot make it, then the alternate can be there. We can't have more than 4 board members in a meeting because then it would be a forum and it has to be advertised. And we don't want to do that. So we have to keep it to 4. So if someone can't attend, then the alternate would be notified that they can come to the meeting.
Attend that specific meeting or just be represented on the?
That specific meeting.
Okay.
Or for some reason, somebody had to step down and put in the alternate would be the person that replaces them. Or I guess sometimes too, if there's something specific that's coming up at the committee meeting level, and that school board member would like to be involved in that conversation, then maybe we could ask somebody from that person. That could happen. Any other questions? All right, we'll move on to residents forum for agenda items only. Board policy number 0167 encourages community participation in every meeting. However, the board requests that the public respect a reasonable time limit when commenting on agenda items. If you would like to speak to the agenda, please come to the mic and give your name and address.
And just a reminder, board does not discuss personnel or student issues in public. Also, there is a 3-minute time limit, and public comment will not exceed 30 minutes according to the policy.
Good evening, Stephanie Johnson, 4 Conchetta Court. Based on the CAP document, I was just questioning who issued that? Was that the state or was that the audit firm?
The corrective action plan document is produced by me
Okay.
and then presented to the board and the auditor for review and approval.
And do you have any examples of what the unauthorized payments were and who authorized them or who made those payments?
They do, but that involves a personnel matter, so I won't discuss that at this time. I'm sorry.
Okay. Can I request that under Oprah?
I can't tell you what you can't. You can request anything
Okay.
you want under Oprah.
Okay.
And then that request will get reviewed and responded to appropriately.
And does the state see this form? And is there any penalty that we get as a school district for not that, or it's just a
State
corrective?
state gets a copy of it. They're required to send all corrective action plans go to them.
Mhm.
So yeah, the state does not impose fines for this.
Okay. And how long do you have to correct the issues? Just school year?
No, they're corrected now.
Okay.
So yeah, when I apologize, I don't know what the exact timeline of code, but we've been working on these since the issues were discovered several months ago. So we've had plenty of time. to
But they've all been
corrective action plan
rectified?
implemented.
They've all been rectified already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Justin Way, 4th Ave. Under the policies that you have scheduled on here for the student surveys, also with the parent surveys that are being done, is there any way that it could be done anonymously as well as being able to put your name down?
Could it? Yes. It depends on what kind of information we're looking for. So some are anonymous and some are required to log in to put their names.
Could they log in and still leave an anonymous?
So it depends on how you do the settings. So like with Google Forms, you can click a button where you have to log in and it's going to automatically record your email address. Or you can unclick that button and just send a link out to people and then it would truly be anonymous. So it would just be where you, as long as you have the link, you would be able to do the survey.
And then it gets sent back in so that you can record it with your, still put on your graph.
Like I said, it depends on how you set the survey up. If it's anonymous,
Okay, well,
then
I'm-
yes.
I'm not setting it up. I'm asking you if you could do it that way, or if it can be done that way.
It can be done that way, sure.
Would you do it that way?
So I just sent this survey out. I can probably do another one in a couple months.
Just so people have the opportunity in the future that they can comment on something or not worry about.
Sure, no, I understand. Yep.
Reparations from their statements. Also, for bills paid, there was a charge for full month pay for shared services for supervisor for math and science. We didn't have a supervisor for math and science for the entire month.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that was probably the last time we paid something or reimbursed Little Egg for the,
Yeah, these are, the shared services they're not billed to current month right now. They're probably billed through January, if I had to guess, but I'll look it up. I'll follow up with you on
You'll
the
follow up.
billing period in which that shared service payment reflected. Is that good?
I'm hearing impaired and it's very hard to hear. It seems like nobody's mics are on, but Coley, so if whoever could speak up, I would appreciate if you could speak up. It's very hard to hear you. So if you could just repeat yourself. Please.
Yeah, I said I would look into the specific payment that you're referring to and confirm whether it was a full month billing period or a partial month.
Okay.
Okay.
And how will you confirm that? Quickly.
I'll email you.
Would you like my email address?
I have it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you email me earlier?
I'm sure I did.
Yeah. I'll send it there. Thank you, Mr. Way.
Anyone else like to speak to agenda items? Okay, thank you. Moving on to instructional. We need a motion to approve items A through G, 10A through 10G. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Any questions?
This is a roll call vote. Mr. Bartlett,
Yes.
Ms. Betty,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes?
Mr. Rosetti,
Yes.
Ms. Zimmerman,
Yes.
Ms. Hannadel,
Yes.
and Mrs. McVeigh.
Yes, I would like to thank the families that are giving the scholarships, the new scholarships this year. I know both of these families. I personally, my family hands out a scholarship for the last 20 years. At first, it's very, very difficult, and then it becomes very, very rewarding. And I know how difficult this is for both these families, and I want to thank them for doing this in their family members' name. Personnel. We need a motion to approve items 11A through 11H.
Second.
Any questions?
Roll call vote. Ms. Betty,
I have to pass. I'm related to someone in here.
okay, which one? Which item is it?
Um, G, I believe, or I'm sorry. Yeah, G,
Okay, so you want to abstain from that one?
I do.
Okay.
okay, Ms. Hannadel,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett,
Yes.
Mr. Rosetti,
Yes.
Ms. Zimmerman,
Yes.
and Mrs. McVeigh.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Moving on to operations, we need a motion to approve items A through G, 12A through 12G.
Second.
Any questions?
Roll call vote, Mr. Bartlett,
Yes.
Ms. Betty,
Yes.
Ms. Hannadel,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. McVeigh,
Yes.
Mr. Rosetti,
Yes.
Ms. Zimmerman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving right along, item number 13, we need a motion to approve items A through H.
Motion.
Any questions?
Roll call, Mr. Bartlett,
Yeah.
Ms. Betty,
Yes.
Ms. Hannadel,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. McVeigh,
Yes, I need to abstain on any bills that have to do with shared services, please.
abstentions noted, Mr. Rosetti,
Yes.
and Ms. Zimmerman.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on, item number 14, there are no informational items at this time. So we will move on to item number 15, Residents Forum General Topics. Board Policy 0167 encourages community participation in every meeting. However, the board requests that the public respect a reasonable time limit when commenting on any topic. If you would like to address the board, please come to the mic and give your name and address. Okay, moving on to board forum. We'll start, Ms. Zimmerman.
Sure. Congratulations to all of those winners at the 2022 Governor's Awards. I saw everybody on the chat side. That's fantastic to see. Also, on behalf of the Pinelands Wrestling Club, we would like to thank the school district, the facilities management, athletic department, Mr. Sutterman for all that you guys did for us for Friday night. It was a fantastic event. We had 120 wrestlers there, 300 people, and it ran smoothly. What you guys did for us was fantastic. So thank you so much.
Mr. Rosetti.
For the same day, congratulations to our award winners. Also, shout out our wrestling district. Congratulations, good luck to them. Congratulations, Ms. Raskin, for taking on the mat size.
Yeah.
And happy Valentine's Day.
Mr. Berman.
Ditto. That's it. Happy Valentine's Day. I got a hot date, so come on.
I want to apologize to everybody, members of the public and board. I did not realize it was Valentine's Day when I said this. I've heard it from everybody, including my wife and kids all day, so thank you for your patience.
Ms. Hannadel.
So congratulations also ditto to everyone, especially the governor's awards and the basketball. That was great. Thank you also for the scholarships. Gina, love you. Thank you. Have a great Valentine's Day. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Betty.
I just wanted to say how impressed I am by the student reports. I mean, the things that the kids are the building and the kids are getting done is just wonderful and amazing and heartwarming. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody, and hang in there. Celebrate.
Happy Valentine's Day. And also, I really enjoy reading the Cat Attack. That's what it's
Yes,
called, the
yep.
sports marketing class. It does a phenomenal job. It keeps me up to date on everything. They do a really good job.
Thank you. I'd like to also thank the students who come. It's so nice to see the students, and it reminds me every time, you just hear the glee and the happiness in their voices, that's why we're here. It's for the students and to make sure that the decisions we're making and the way we conduct ourselves is respectful to the students. I'd like to congratulate Maureen Nooner and the JAG program. Everything she touches turns to gold. She's just amazing and a shining example of an educational leader of the school district. Also, Mr. Miller and Mr. Atkins, our drama program is amazing. The students get such a great opportunity to learn from their tutelage and to do amazing things. And Mr. Miller is a great example of a teacher who's left this district and came back. And I'm so happy that he has. Also, shout out to the alumni and friends group. If you want to get involved with that group, check it out. They're a good group of people, and there's good stuff happening there. And also, Nick, congratulations on the audit. No modifications necessary is a rather understated way of saying great job. Congratulations on that. And also, just to hit on the mask and it being optional, hopefully this will be one more step closer to getting back to some kind of normalcy or whatever normalcy will be. But I look forward to the next meeting, not being encumbered by these and being able to see smiling faces. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate it, and go enjoy your Valentine's Day. Motion to adjourn?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Abstentions. Motion carries. We're adjourned at 6:45 PM. A reminder to the public that the next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Education is Monday, March 14th at 6 PM. Thank you.